Game on, everyone! North America and a little bit more Division S action as we're heading into game number 1 of the best of 5 series. Well, Skya Foundry, the first map, and Broken Alliance against the Anti-Clown Association. Of course, it's North America, so ChoGall full on in the meta. And since he wasn't banned out, he immediately gets picked. We have Jet on Sylvanas, John on Rexa, Cubico on Anduin, Mason, Blaze on Cho, and Shredded is playing Gal. And over to the right side of the map, in red, the Anti-Clown Association with Quantum on Ana, Dude Bites on Varian, we have My Pal Vince on Garrosh, Kelsia on Greymane, and Gut Filth on Li Ming. Yeah, it's kind of funny actually. Again, ChoGall is complete meta in North America, not so much in Europe. Most people still disregard him. He was once or twice played in more so meme games when the team was already 2-0 in the lead and thought they could get away with it. But at this point, we're actually looking at ChoGall being either first banned or immediately picked on the North American side whenever possible. And this is happening in game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Level 1, the Callous Tide. Immediately getting taken here, and the Taskmaster, with a quick kill against Greymane. Greymane down, and at the bottom of the map, our little toy boy Varian is currently still rocking around against Misha. It's interesting setup actually that we have now for the blue team, because they got away with their ChoGall pick, which again for an A is like an S tier pick right now, and with Rexa on the off lane to top it off too. Whereas for the team in red, we're now seeing a Varian composition with Greymane and Li Ming. So it's all about getting taunt on level 4 and then really trying to just hammer any target that you can lock in with the taunt into the ground. Getting the nano boost on Li Ming is obviously going to massively help with that. And then on top of that, you have Greymane with a bullet that can work nicely against ChoGall and against anyone else. A little bit of a change in the item pace, where the blue team takes their healing beacon first and the red team focuses onto the turret in the first place. But already the attempt to move down to the bottom left of the map and at least get this one locked in. So it's actually a nice lead for Broken Alliance. They walk away with 2 items against 1. And for the first objective, that's gonna be a pretty nice setup here. 1 kill against 0 obviously enhances that a little bit more. The composition for the red team comes more so online after level 10, to be honest. I mean, level 4 is going to help simply because taunt is an element of the equation, but after level 10, when you have the cursed bullet too, those kills could come through a little bit quicker. And you have the follow-up taunt with Garrosh dropping the Warlord's challenge, so that's another tool to use. Already taunt in, and we have Triumph for a taken on level 4. Greymane hasn't really made a move there yet. But with the level 4 abilities, there's at least more control in the team fight that's now possible. ChoGall is still riding around. It's actually a shame that he doesn't carry this one over his shoulder. I don't really know why that doesn't work. But that should really be a thing that Blizzard at some point addresses a little bit more. Sylvanas, of course, can enhance any Punisher push or any Protector push, but so far it's simply focusing on the camps. We have at the bottom of the map still Rexa doing his thing right now. And, well, let's have a little bit of a look what's happening around the objective. Because with 19 seconds on the clock, this is when we actually start to open things up a little bit more. Okay, Rexa comes in together with Misha. I mean, Misha is fantastic for the early stages of the objective to simply hold the corner here. But it's all about Rexa there at the end of the day here. And let's see if he can actually already get some serious damage. We're talking about damage. They're actually trying to make a play for Li Ming, and she's able to get away, but barely. And the wall is getting pressured. And as mentioned previously, Misha is still holding the point for as long as she can. Varian is pushing out another wave at the bottom of the map. But both teams are looking at an early level 7 lead now to move into the objective and take the advantage there. We had ChoGall still sitting at the top side and trying to gank Li Ming if he has a chance for that. But with level 7 abilities now about to come in. Here we go. Level 7 in play. And an opportunity for maybe even a fight. Rexa needs to rotate in if they want to make that happen though. Level 7 is now ready. The Anti-Clown Association immediately with Calamity on level 7. Plus also second wind for Varian. And off we go. Stage set for the first objective. But Li Ming with the top line rotation. Trying to soak the experience there. There's the immediate move against Vince, but Garrosh is actually able to walk out. Honestly, that was a little bit tricky for just a second. It was a massive amount of damage they pushed on him, and now since he had to fall back, they are making the play for the turret here, and they're trying to get it. Immediately the throw against Garrosh as they're going in. Already the healing beacon on the ground to cover the play, and the bombs are just rolling away here as the red team is starting to be in a little bit of trouble. A lot of poke against them, and Garrosh with the save, trying to save the allies here. Li Ming still getting body blocked and on the move, but is able to teleport out of harm's way just before the final blow comes through. Well played by the Broken Alliance, as they hold the line for now and take over the control point. 78% now for them against the 61 that have already been accumulated by the red team, the Anti-Clown Association. Still in a bit of a tricky spot here. So far, the plays haven't really worked out. What they need to do is they need to find the opening with especially Varian, drop the taunt, and really set a good opportunity up for Li Ming and for Greymane to pounce on the target and take it down. And at this point, the target shouldn't really be ChoGall unless they already dropped some early damage onto him. After level 10 comes a bit of a different issue, but at least for now, pre-10, you have to play this slightly differently. And in an ideal world, they would hope to get either onto Rexa or, for example, Sylvanas, but it's tricky with ChoGall up at the front. And on top of that, of course, also, Nisha always waiting for another stun here. And level 10 abilities are still quite a bit of experience away. They need an entire level until they finally hit that. Now, since they all focus onto the middle of the map, Broken Alliance Gaming is still in a very, very good spot to take the lead, but they have to push Garrosh off first. And talking Garrosh, there's the setup against ChoGall, but the turnaround attempt against Garrosh, items on the ground, and the tank walks away. Close call again though, both of the teams really, really eager to drop the quick damage onto the targets here. 1 kill against 0 still, so not really a kill-heavy opening into the game, but a very drawn-out one. I mean, we're nearly looking at level 10 abilities after the first objective only. The taunt again, yeah, and the follow-up, the flip, and that could be the kill against ChoGall. They're trying to go for it, and he moves away once more. It's actually insane that he's able to just walk out the entire time here, but then again, as mentioned previously, they don't have the level 10 abilities yet. Still taking control yet, 99% now on the checkpoint against the 75. They're of course trying to contest as much as they can. Fountain has been used quite a lot already, but a few of the heroes still have the cooldown up and are trying to use it. Jumping into the battle, again the taunt. Here comes Greymane, trying to get the kill. ChoGall alive, Ana on the run. Misha high on the heels here, trying to get the kill in. Ana is down and Garrosh is in trouble too. ChoGall creating some space for the rest of the team to get the objective, but they're not done just yet. Level 10 is so close, and there's the kill against Sylvanas. Level 10 is in, but the blue team locks in the protector. Li Ming is down and everybody on the run. What a massacre here. Very, very drawn out first objective, and now with the protector, they move straight through the middle. They open up the wall. The rotation towards the top side to drop the fountain has started. And Rexa and Misha focus on the bottom of the map to already prepare for objective number 3 on the map by hopefully taking down the fountain there. But the big goal has already been accomplished. Taking the top fountain in and of itself is already a huge win for them. So they just made that happen. Only one to not take an ult yet is, yeah, well, Anduin. He hasn't picked his level 10 yet. The cursed bullet is obviously in play for Greymane. Who would have thought? But off we go. Sylvanas is occupying the middle. Protector, busy at the top, 3 kills against 1. Greymane trying to rip it to shreds as quickly as he can. The damage output on the hero still not enough to seriously threaten this. And obviously, while ChoGall is in here, there's still a lot that Gall himself can do, and that's exactly what's happening right now. So it's a massive monster that we're talking here. In comes the ult, the attempt to go for Garrosh, and that's a kill. ChoGall with the final blow against him. 4 kills against 1, and the map is opened up. Now the big opportunity to go for even more items, get an advantage here over the opponent just before the next objective. Healing beacon already in their hands, and this is an easy jump onto the turret. They could even go for an invade. And that's exactly what they're doing here. God Filth trying to ensure that they are somehow... I mean, he was hoping for maybe some kind of a blow-up if Sylvanas walks past. A quick attempt at a combo plus Calamity could have led to a kill here. But since ChoGall is the first one to sniff her out, the only thing that really was left for her to do is teleport out of harm's way and save her ass. But of course, you look at the minimap now, 2 of the forts are heavily dropped in HP. We have one item after another taken here. But there's the bullet, there's the setup, and Anduin with a save. This is exactly the play that they have to be careful about now. It was exactly what we talked about earlier. A quick move in by Varian, the taunt follows, the setup for Li Ming, the bullet comes through from Greymane, and ChoGall was nearly insta-dropped. But Anduin was there. Anduin was there and helped out right away. And now with level 13, that means we're going to see the Molten Core. And once Molten Core is being used, you all of a sudden have a tool that you can utilize every single time that the play is made against you. But we actually have the Twilight Veil here. Okay. That's actually also interesting. So a little bit of a different attempt. Not the Molten Block that we usually see on his point. But, well, let's see how much he can actually pull off with the Veil instead. Bottom of the map, Do the Bites is still making his play right now. And trying to hold the experience against Rexa, but the top lane is now heavily getting pressured, and the fort is pretty much dead, so that thing is more is gone. No real chance over here. And, well, off we go. 4 against 1, that's currently our kill count. Another setup against Varian, and Rexa and Varian both fall. The offlaner's gone. The kill attempt against the main tank as Vince is moving away, but barely. Ana, the only one to really stop the kills, thanks to the sleeping dart against ChoGall. The fort still falls, and with 5 kills against 2, it's a pretty significant lead now for Broken Alliance Gaming. And as we said previously, ChoGall has fully arrived in the North American meta, so you can already tell why. On this map, doing a lot of work here already. You're looking towards the level 4 talent on Rexa, and he is actually only 2 regeneration globes away from completing his quest talent and then getting the extra 25 armor for himself and Misha, which is really going to add to the survivability of the offlaner. And in terms of the damage output also, to just put some numbers to it, 25,000 now for Sylvanas. It's actually pretty incredible. More damage than Gal, which usually changes over time and Gal ends up in the top damage numbers. But he's still 3,000 short of making any kind of play here. Whereas Li Ming is sitting at 29,000 now. So with level 15 and half a level missing to 16, I think Broken Alliance Gaming is looking exactly for that half level so that they can grab the additional talent here. Top side, it's actually kind of impressive if you think about it. Normally when objective number 2 is being fought over, we're talking about level 13 talents. In this case, they already moved the game forward to level 16, and with that massive pressure now at the bottom of the map and a 5-man moving in, Garrosh is totally missing, and this could lead to a massive disadvantage for the Anti-Clown Association, even though they're looking at a potential objective topside. Li Ming is down, and they're following up with even more kills. That's the end of Varian, and they hope to get Ana too. She doesn't have a chance. They're not a prayer against ChoGall as they move in, and even though Garrosh secures the protector up at the top, this fort has fallen. There's no way. We have 3 heroes already killed, and I don't really believe that the protector is going to do a whole lot. What are you going to do with that thing now? Take the top lane fort? I mean, boo-hoo. Not really a problem at all. So at this point, it's a situation where the protector can't seriously do jack shit. I mean, what are you going to do? Move down to the bot lane and take the opponent's fort down to prepare for objective number 3? Ha ha. I want to see that happening. It's not going to happen. There's too many heroes died in the process of grabbing that thing. So instead we have the protector just on the run. There's only a pilot in there. They don't have a gunner, which means that it's only Garrosh. The fort in the mid lane has now been destroyed, while the Anti-Clown Association has protector control. They lost too many heroes there. It's 8 kills against 2 now. They still have a level 16 talent advantage over their opponent with runic feedback and the Will of the Forsaken. And the blue team is just pushing. Like, well, you have the protector. So what? We have a Garrosh. And we have also ChoGall in the mix. So that's all that we need to do right now. Yeah, all forts destroyed. Nothing left. The outer ring of defense completely demolished. And now an opportunity for the blue team to claim another item. They're just waiting for the protector to expire, and then they're going straight for it. Yeah, and that's going to give them the healing camp again. So as they start to move straight in, they're going to grab the healing camp. We have now 1 healing beacon in their hands and an attempt, from the red team. Okay, they go for the Admiral Akbar move. It's a trap! And Misha's going to sniff that one out. Yeah, Misha sees that. They go in. There's already the setup. Misha gets saved even. Anduin, not afraid to drop a trade when it's needed. Over here, do they go for the fight? Ah, they let it slide. It's 16 versus 16. Oh no, they go in after all, just a little bit later than expected. And Garrosh is immediately down. Yeah, in we go. Double kill, Frontline is eliminated. Greymane with the nano boost. That looks like a bit of a misclick, but they're starting to chase everything here. ChoGall wants to go for Ana, but I don't think they can drop her off the mount, and indeed they can't. So instead they go for the items. 10 kills against 8, 2 levels ahead. What more do you want? It's pretty much the perfect setup right now. So they're starting to go straight down to the bottom of the map to attempt and drop the wall. Objective hasn't even been announced yet. I mean, once the minion wave is being escorted in, they can maybe even try and take the keep down. They have another 10 seconds until Varian is back to business. And as mentioned previously, for the entire Wombo, you need Varian for the taunt. And the Wombo isn't bad. I mean, let's face it, guys. The Wombo is actually really good. The problem is that they are really struggling to just set it up properly. But now with the fort, I mean, the turret was dropped to soak some of the fort shots so that they have an easier time attacking it. The keep is down. The keep is eliminated. He has the kill against Anduin, so at least it's a counter kill. Nice bullet setup as Liming comes in with a combo. They still attempt to get a drop against ChoGall, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Misha is trying to cover the retreat as much as possible, but with now 4 heroes or 3 moving away, there's just no opportunity anymore for the Anti-Clown Association to make anything happen. They might be able to use the momentum to push through the bot lane. Maybe drop the fountain. If they're lucky, the fort. But the fact remains that they will look at an opponent that runs a level 20 advantage over them once that the third objective is announced. So that's a huge issue here. Everybody is sitting topside right now. Joe Knight and Jet are already trying to push the lanes out even more. The one thing they have to prevent now is YOLOing too hard onto any lane and then getting picked off. If there's a staggered death against the blue team, that would be a massive misstep. They shouldn't let this happen. With them having such a big lead, all they have to do is really focus on the objective now and push the opponent's bot lane and try to go for core. That's pretty much the only thing that's left for them to do. It's honestly on the red team to look for an opportunity and to create an opportunity to turn things around. Get a quick kill somewhere, execute a perfect combo, taunt into taunt, combo from Liming, Greymane with a bullet, get the insta-kill set up, and then try a little bit to just like wait it out, reset, and go again, and help it over the time. If they can make that happen, that would be the dream. But outside of that, it's going to be tough. And the red team is just simply attempting to get items now for the fight, which is what they should do. I mean, the blue team sticks together as a 5-man, more or less. They just have Misha down at the bottom of the map. The red team also roaming the map as 5. They know they can't soak 20 until the opponent, well, for the objective. But what they can do is at least get a few items to make their chances during the team fight a little bit better. Still going to be a tough fight. The other play would, of course, be to just simply split onto the lane, soak experience, and wait for 20 and hope to defend with 20. But they don't want to do that because their keep is already down. So instead, they're just going down to the bot lane, and this is the moment where the blue team has to attack. Misha is down, ChoGall is in, they're starting to make the play here. And, well, that ult didn't really do a whole lot. Or does it? Nope. So far, not really a lot happening. Triple catapult, then again, is moving down to the bottom of the map, and this is going to do a whole lot of work, depending on how long this is being drawn out. 99% against 17, and of course the blue team is very well aware that they have quite a bit of time on their hands. So yeah, catapult is already on the core. Nobody's making a play here just yet. At least Misha is back, so that's something. There's already the channel happening as the Hearthstone is in, and here comes the invade. And they know exactly what's on the line right now. Oh, ChoGall in trouble. Greymane, they go for ChoGall, and he gets away. Yeah, ChoGall and Garrosh focused here at the beginning of it. Now all of a sudden, Liming, and she's down. And Varian dove deep for this one, and he's dead too. They're trying to clean up, and seems like Greymane is going to be taken apart, and Vince, yeah, he's dead too. They don't even have to go for the protector anymore. They already know that they have a free shot at the core now, and nobody is going to be able to stop them here. Granny alone is just not in a position where she can do anything. Instead, it's just spray time, and I think the catapult is going to take her apart eventually. Yeah, Quantum is just AFK. Quantum is AFK, dies to the catapult, and at the same time now the core gets attacked and dropped, and Broken Alliance Gaming is taking the lead. against the Anti-Clown Association in the best of 5 here at Division S North America. GG and well played. Game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity. On the left side of the map, we have Broken Alliance with Shredded on ETC, Jet on Greymane, Mason Blaze on Alarak, John on Rexar, and yeah, Draw McGurnamer on Oriel. So apparently one of the players accidentally logged into a brawl after the first game and then had to change to a Smurf account, which is this little monstrum over here. And on the right side of the map, the Anti-Cloud Association down 1 game in the best of 5 series with Do the Bites on Varian, Kelsia on Vala, Quantum on Anna, Godfilth on Medivh, and My Palvins on Melganis. Now, in this setup, I really feel like that particular pick into Varian is a little bit strange. So I would really have loved for them to go into a different offlaner that might be a little bit more useful during the objective phase. I don't really see that like taunt into an immediate burst combo for the red team, but I like that Vala is speccing straight into Monster Hunter here, so we have the traditional arrow build for her to move down the objective a bit. Then on the side of the blue team, ETC of course great on the map. You have Greymane for pressure. Alarak with a good telekinesis can also do a whole lot to push target into the stun. So it's definitely an interesting setup that we have. Oriel is now also in the mix. But I want to see a little bit how the blue team is going to deal with this. Also, there is not really a perfect target for Ana when it comes to the nano boost. There's obviously still quite a few targets that will benefit from it, but there's nothing like, hey, here's a Li Ming, here's a Jaina that can really pack that punch immediately. You have, of course, now that Medivh factor, which is always kind of interesting, since a good Medivh will save your day so many times. Baseline quest completion, pretty much mandatory for that. We'll see if it ever comes to that. I've seen a few Medivhs that struggled with that in Division S North America yet. I mean, it's a little bit early in the game yet. So, top side, Greymane is actually just sneaking around as he's attempting to take the camps, as you would usually see. The red team should honestly pick up on that, especially with Medivh, so they need to make the move for this camp. If your opponent sneaks one hero topside and forces that camp, you need to make the counter move at the bottom of the map and take one away. And now that they have seen Greymane at the top, the attempt for Varian was made and he had to pop the fountain. You see the immediate jump onto the Bruiser camp here. Yes, onto the siege camp, yeah. So there we go. Start to grab that, take that away, easy peasy, and off we go. Each team gets a camp. Also, ETC went into block party. Not really a lot of... I mean, you can take block party against this. We've seen a lot of prog rock here too. The question is always, do you feel you can complete the globe quest, given the fact that a lot of the fight and the time on the map is going to be spent in the middle, where there are no globes to be spawned. Obviously, except with the exception if you win the immortal itself and then get the extra region globes. There's taunt already in play, so that's good. Puncturing arrow is in as well, so it's time to stack. And yeah, for everybody that watches this from a bit of a lower division, guys, keep that taunt in mind. Even North American players pick taunt over meme smash on meme blades, so there's a reason for that. Taunt is the way to go. Even in this setup where there is no Li Ming or Jaina behind you to drop the insta damage, but even here you can do a whole lot of work with it if you play it properly. Coordinated play is all about that, and it's not really that much coordination that is needed to get good value out of taunt. But again, Broken Alliance Gaming is in the lead, and as I said previously, with this setup I would have actually advocated for a different offlaner. But the race is already on, and without Vala having a lot of stacks on the level 4, they need to be a bit careful, because I don't think they can match that speed yet, especially with Greymane on the other side. But Vala should have an easy time to stack now. Okay, there's the setup, taunt is already out, and the chance to move on for Greymane. Didn't quite work out, and they ran also into the Alarak combo. Made things a little bit more complicated. Varian is now moving down to the bottom, together with Vala and the rest, and they're trying to drop that immortal quickly. There's now a chance for at least Melganis to move him apart. It's actually interesting these times, because what you see now is that they are actually waiting for the immortal to drop some hit points before they make a move. It was one of the interesting things in the Heroes of the Storm Alpha, actually, because back then, if you looked at the stats in the game and you looked at the siege damage, you could actually see the siege damage in lifetime increase on your opponent. So what you could do when you didn't have vision on the opponent on the map is you opened up the tab to see siege damage, and when the siege damage increased on your opponent's team, you knew that they were taking a camp. So it was one of the ways you could get away with that and sneak that information in. I'm talking about sneaking things in. They nearly snuck a kill against ETC and he barely got saved. It's a big fight that we currently have over this. And yeah, 0 kills thus far in the game. But we're slowly getting there. Already trying to go for the sleep dart immediately. Lockdown attempt. ETC again in trouble. But on the right side, Vala is doing her thing. She has 3 stacks so far on the level 4, but the damage output that she really wants is not there yet. Needs to have level 7, of course, for that. And the repeating arrow. Mal'Ganis goes down. First blood accumulated, but it comes at a cost. They might get first blood, but they lose the objective. So down goes the Immortal. And that is, at least for the beginning, a pretty decent trade that he can take there. Especially since Mal'Ganis is nearly going to be back in time. But the blue team is already assembling at the top. Trying to make their play now. And in we go. Level 7 talents are there. But Mal'Ganis isn't yet ready. So that is going to be a defense that is most likely going to be quite easy. One of the plays they could have potentially made is just rotate down to the bottom of the map and try to push the bot lane with 4. But in this case, we have now the repeating arrow in. A few more stacks for Vala. She's already looking at 6 of those. 27 for Medivh on the baseline. They can't even destroy the entire wall here. That's interesting. That's the problem when you are not facing up against an opponent with equal numbers. It was a 4 versus 3 at the top side. Didn't want to face that. Vala is getting more and more stacks together. She's sitting at 6. She's sitting at 7. With another good arrow, with another good vault and then the arrow follow-up, they could actually get that in. This is a great talent for her. I mean, again, the slow damage increase is absolutely fantastic, and to get the bonus is just amazing, especially when you combo it off with your level 1 and then get mad value on the objective itself. So a Vala that diligently stacks the talent can do a whole lot of damage very quickly in the game. But especially since you're trying to use the vault for that, you also play a little bit more of a risky life. In this case, they go for the tower, though. Obviously, Alarak on the other side is always attempting to go for a setup here. 1 arrow out, 7 stacks still. Hasn't really gotten a lot yet. There's another one. 8, 9. Gets 2 of them in. Okay, and they might even get a kill against Oriel. And yep, Jormungandr is dead. And that means that the blue team has to fall back and is going to lose this fort. Bottom of the map, though, Varian is struggling against this Greymane and Drexler setup. One of the main reasons why the raid team actually went this aggressive, because 2 heroes rotated down to the bottom of the map, not only one of them. Off we go. Another attempt to go straight in for the Shaman camp. Vala with her 9 stacks, looking solid. And talking stacks, take a look at Medivh. He's actually at 37 now. So he should very, very quickly be able to complete this. And yeah, do a lot there. Getting the cooldown reduction is going to be nice. Getting the damage increase is going to be fantastic. Medivh is going to play a much bigger role in all of this once that they are able to get his quest completed. And the fight has started again. And Vala is at the front, gets 1 arrow connected. Nice, puts her up to 10, so she is actually halfway done with this. And is always waiting for the next vault and the next cooldown to be ready. Especially against Misha, this should be quite easy for her. Yeah, that arrow connects, vaults, and misses the second one, but still sits at 11. And every single arrow matters. This, on the other hand, matters a whole lot more. And the blue team is already responding in force because they really have to. At the bottom of the map, there's of course pressure against the red team's fort too. But top lane, whew. Halftime show victory is currently attempted as the 2 teams are going for it. Level 10 abilities are in. Here comes the attack. Quest completed for Medivh. Vala still dealing with the camp. Went into the Reign of Vengeance. And the lead for the red team. Again, objective 2. They're looking okay here. So they're already starting to make their play. And the quick bust against this one. And with Vala having the double arrow now and a few more stacks together, this is looking pretty. So they're getting another objective. Despite the fact that this time it's a bit of a smaller shield that it has. Resurrect also being played. And we have Moshpit. ETC, he's a party animal. He doesn't like beef. No, he likes to party. 1-1. Slight lead. And let's go. Let's have a bit of a look how much damage they can actually do. Especially since they don't have any hero at the top lane. It's a full 5-man commitment to the bottom of the map that they are now executing here. And they should at least walk away with serious damage against the forward, but maybe they can even try and get a quick kill in at some point. So, yep. Here we have more stacks against Shredded. Varian, there's the taunt and the kill. Nice follow-up from Medivh with the polymorph. Well played. The Resurrect, then again, puts him back to business, and he can still party hard. That Moshpit cooldown has not fallen yet. Nice whip into the wall, and that nearly killed Mal'Ganis, but he's able to make it out of harm's way. The fort has actually been destroyed. Vala sitting at 12 stacks now, but Mal'Ganis dies to Alarak. Well played. Counter-Strike value right here. Immortal does a little bit more damage. So far, so good. Another tower down, but still a victory for the red team. The Anti-Clown Association, very, very eager to get a point onto the scoreboard and to ensure that they're heading into the third game of the best of 5 on even footing with their opponent. You don't want to fall behind with an early 0-2, or you're going to have a huge problem at your hand. But so far, things are looking pretty okay. 16 stacks also for the Hunter-Gatherer for Rexa. So the extra armor for Rexa and Misha is not far off. 16,000 damage for Alarak and for Vala. Both of them looking solid. With good damage follow-up also for Medivh. As I said previously, he's going to play a huge role in this game for them. Not only for the shield and the easy defenses, for the engages with good portals, but also the damage output if he gets the rift through will matter a lot. And his follow-up, I like it a lot. I mean, going straight from the taunt into another stun from Vala and then having the option to go into the polybomb is actually really, really nice here for them to lock any particular target down and take them apart quickly. And of course, it's also fantastic interrupts against the Moshpit. So ETC, in order to get Moshpit value in this game, has to really be absolutely on point. There's so many interrupts possible against him with all of this setup, so it makes it tricky. But again, 2 against 2 kills, level 13 talents in their hands now. And here we have it. Blood Rush, Enduring Will, and the Smelling Salts are in. Level 13 talents give them a small lead. It's not really a big window of opportunity that they have with this now, but it's maybe enough to give them a quick shot at an early lead on the Immortal. Yeah, probably not. Shouldn't really matter too much. Not with 3 seconds left, nah. Especially since the camp is now taken too. And it's also pretty positive. Nice, I like that. There's nobody around, but he just drops the portal and fakes it. And they are actually hesitating for just a second because they don't really know, is someone coming, is he just faking us out, or what's happening here. 14 stacks now for Vala, 13 versus 13. They got a bit of extra damage in at the beginning. But Vala would love nothing more than to get some additional damage in now. They are actually rotating down to drop that Shaman. And that thing is pretty much dead at this point. So with the Shaman already down and Catapult still pushing, they can easily move straight back in and start to drop more damage onto the Immortal. Maybe even succeed with the halftime show. Double arrow alone. I mean, just look how quickly that Immortal falls. And Vala isn't even done with the quest yet. So yeah, that's the that's pretty much a halftime show. They're missing like 1 shot or 2. But it doesn't matter too much just yet. Position is still there. Vala can, in theory, still start poking away. Just needs to stay away from Alarak when he's trying to execute his combo. And they need to be careful in that choke point against ETC, or Moshpit is going to be the last thing that we're seeing. Might not be the worst thing. Die dancing. There's worse things to happen to you. Yep, there's our setup. Vala comes in. 1 arrow, 2 arrows, 16 stacks for her now. They can get the halftime show. They did get the halftime show. Lanes are still pushing against the blue. Oh, the setup! The kill against Vala. That's the hero that's not allowed to die. The Moshpit didn't really do anything. It has the nano boost on Medivh and he just fires away. But Vala down, that's a massive issue if it's one of their main damage dealers in the game. So obviously a great start for the red team, but now that they just lost their main damage dealer, that is a big problem that they have to deal with, and it's an opportunity for Broken Alliance to make a play here. Then again, the kill against Greymane. He gets locked down way too hard. Gets resurrected again, but oh boy, that of course hurts. It's a big cooldown burned, but they still are able to secure the halftime show now after all. Yeah, there it is. 3 against 3. Vala's back. So it's pretty much a 50-50 split at this point. And the blue team walks away and focuses onto the lanes, which is incredible if you think about it. I'm not so sure about that play. I mean, they give up pretty much the objective because of that. And yes, there was pressure, but the walls weren't down yet. And now they lost a massive chunk of hit points here. Good setup against Mal'Ganis, and he's dead. The vampire gets bullied completely. I mean, they didn't stand a chance. Just got pushed around, literally. Vala comes in, one setup, two setup, moves away. They try to make the play for Varian, but they can't just yet. Greymane is still shredding the Immortal down here. It's still a 4 versus 4 up at the top, and they're moving in again. There's the taunt, Varian alive, and Auriel is dead. Auriel down, she can try to resurrect again, but the objective, who's gonna take it? The red team. Vala completes her quest, drops another set of arrows onto Misha, and that's now Hungering Arrow completed. They nearly have level 16. They're actually even trying to get a follow-up against ETC, who barely pushes them out before Varian can drop the taunt. Misha gets annihilated, but what a setup here. Auriel actually doesn't even go for the resurrect because she's going to respawn anyways, and there was no real reason for her to do that. But with 16 talents now, we should probably see Manticore. I mean, you could get Frost Shot, of course, and they do. Again, North America doesn't really seem to like Manticore nearly as much as Europe does. But Frost Shot here is obviously still a great talent to take if you're going up against Nisha, Rexa, Greymane, Alarak. There's a lot of heroes that want to get close to you and snuggle up a little bit. You have to be careful with it. But in we go. That's the keep nearly eliminated. And the stun against ETC. Uh-oh, that's not the only one that gets stunned out. It looks like Rexa is in trouble. And it's a quick kill here. The party time on the other hand. But it just doesn't change anything. ETC, Greymane both down, and Resurrect or no Resurrect, it doesn't matter anymore. At this point, they're just able to go for core. They can honestly end here. I don't even know why they're fucking around on the side. They get the kill against Greymane again, but now the core is wide open, and with that they have an easy time to just straight up move in, drop the opponent's core, and Anti-Clown Association is able to secure themselves a victory in the best of 5 and go into map number 3 on an even score. Nicely done, as they get the big W in Battlefield of Eternity. Game number 3, Tomb of the Spider Queen. And, well, there's something missing on the blue team side, if I'm honest. Let's see if you can actually spot it. Mason Blaze on my F. We have Jet on Zarya, John on Blaze, Shredder on ETC, and Cubico on Stukov. And the big question is, where's their range damage? I mean, unless you count Zarya for that slot, it's a little bit of a weird setup since they are extremely melee heavy. I mean, even Stukov here. On the right side, on the other hand, you have Do the Bites and Deathwing for the Anti-Clown Association, Quantum on Deckard Cain, Kelsey on Junkrat, my pal Vince on Mal'Ganis, and God Filth on Greymane. Now, please don't get me wrong. I really like melee-heavy compositions. A 3-man melee support and then a range damage dealer is a great setup. But if you go into pretty much 4 melees, I mean, I guess theoretically, if you have Stukov and go for range talents, you can play him from more of a distance. Zarya in this case has Feel the Heat. But these are still not typical backline carry heroes like a good mage or a good auto attacker. So it's a beefy setup, but it's also a setup that will really have to commit heavily to any fight that they go for. And if you compare that to what's being used by the Anti-Clown Association, it's a really solid frontline that they have with Mal'Ganis. They have also Deckard Cain, who's going to excel against heroes that will cluster up naturally as much as the composition of Broken Alliance is going to do here. And also, Junkrat is just going to poke them into oblivion from the backline, so that's going to happen a lot. It's going to be quite interesting to see if the blue team can make that happen. And right now, I would say the Anti-Clown Association has a big lead just from a compositional side in this game. But time will tell. Level 1, as usual, Dragon Soul. Also, the field study here for Deckard Cain. And 2 heroes are already going straight up for the siege chance at the bottom of the map. The old man is anchoring the play a little bit. as the blue team should by now have sniffed out that 2 heroes are missing and then react accordingly to it. We have the reactive ballista spores. ETC, interestingly enough, still going for the block party, a little bit afraid of Greymane apparently. Kind of interesting to not see Progrock on a map where you are pretty much guaranteed to complete the talent quickly, but doesn't really feel the need. They have, of course, a lot of sustainability with Zarya having shields, Stukov for heals, and then also for a bit of cover with the lurking arm, and in addition to that, Blaze with the bunker later on in the game. But generally speaking, Red team has a really, really nice setup now compared to what the blue team is running in this game. But okay, as I said, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So now as both teams are focusing on their camps a bit and try to take the Bruiser camp, actually Cubico is attempting to time it more around what the red team is going to do. And both of the supports are pretty much just going for a little bit of a game of chicken here. It's like, who blinks first? Well, we still have the fight in the middle. Yeah, and he even walks away from it. It's like, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to help my teammates out now. And Stukov is just still sitting tight. He's like, I'm okay. I'm not gonna move. I got vodka. It's all good. More time, more vodka. What is the old man gonna do? This is just awesome. I really hope that someone is moving in from the side and just simply steals on one side the camp away. That would actually be really funny. Deckard Kane is actually just attempting to look if there's anything happening over here. Maybe someone rotating in, but nothing going on. And Stukov, look, got no more vodka, have to take camp, buy more vodka. The only reason why Stukov actually moved away from it, yeah, once that you are done drinking, what else are you supposed to do? I mean, you're not going to wait around until you're sober. That's not happening. Not to Stukov, not to our boy, not to the Admiral. He knows better than that. Nice mine, good jump at Mason Blaze. Nearly taken down. Yeah, needs to drop that fountain, baby. But also the camps are now completely crushing in the middle. And a big fight here between the two teams as they're making the play. Here we go. And Deathwing with the molten flame. He's trying to go for the big boy barbecue here. But we have a barbecue boy also on the other side. Yeah, it's Blaze and he has the oil spill. There we go. Greta Thunberg would not be happy about Blaze, I can tell you that much. Can you think about all the emissions that this guy has? We need 0 emissions, let's ban Blaze. That's an auto ban right there. But talking about our fire boys, we have Skyfall taken as a level 7 talent on the Dragon. Whereas Crossfire comes in for Blaze himself. Turn-ins, of course, still what's going to be focused on for quite some time now. With 34 gems turned in for the blue team, 43 on the side of the red team. And off we go. Right now, who's going to take objective number 1? Red team has a little bit of a lead. If they control the bottom spot, they can definitely make that happen. They have way better interrupt potential, by the way. If you run a setup like what we're seeing from the blue team, you have a couple of tools. I mean, you have Blaze, you have Zarya, and you have Stukov pretty much for interrupts. Blue Red Weavers are actually coming in first, which is interesting. Because personally, I feel that with everything that's being used by the red team, they have much more of an advantage here right now. So, alright. Off we go. There's a bit of a stun. There's the oil spill already. And the web weavers are coming in. Okay, get your weeps ready, boys, because here come the spiders, baby! All of them spawning pretty far over to the blue team side. Level 7 talents, the Ruthless Spirit and the Sudden Vengeance, by the way. Mid lane aggression, mainly from the blue team now. And off we go. There's a tether attempt, which is actually successful against Mal'Ganis, but he should be able to walk out of this. Deathwing is still dealing with the bottom of the map. Oh, is that a kill? No, not quite. The old man dropping potion after potion. He's the serious Snape of Heroes of the Storm. The Potion Master is keeping everybody alive. But Fountain is down, and they're starting to go for the outer structures. Fort is being attacked. Web Weaver nearly dead, and there it is, the lockdown from Deckard. And hello, there's Deathwing. Says hi to after taking down the bot lane. So the Web Weavers are all defended against, but yeah, there's still a turn opportunity now for the red team. They could actually easily sneak that in at the bottom of the map. And they kind of need to. If they get it, they might even have a level 10 advantage around it. Ooh, double lockdown right here against the blue team. That can always backfire, especially when someone like Junkrat follows it up with a nice move like this. Speed ETC here, the little race car. It's nice to have that speed barrier on level 4 from Zarya. It really helps you to zip around the map. Down to the bot lane. Do the bites the entire time, just easy peasily taking down the minion waves here. Fire with fire! Blaze against the Deathwing. And Mal'Ganis still in the middle of the setup pretty much. 10 versus 10. Off we go. No crazy picks just yet up to this point. In comes the bunker. Graviton Surge is also in. And that's interesting. Graviton Surge over the expulsion zone here. Oh, the sleep setup. Red team already has the Web Weavers coming down now. Alrighty. One heroic ability missing for Do the Bites. What are we gonna get? Ready to push to the bottom. Still have the Riptire in here. Carrion Swarm and the Cursed Bullet. Let's see if they can do a little bit more damage. No kill! 7.5 minutes in, no kill. This is game 3, best of 5 series, but we don't have a single kill yet. They come in. Deathwing. Deathwing. Careful, buddy. Shields are through. And the kill attempt. The Graviton Surge. The bunker prevents the worst for the blue team. But the red team also had a little bit of a moment of shock here as they were getting attacked. Did we see that ETC move coming? In comes Deathwing! Cutting it close! But the kill against Zarya. Zarya down, the wall about to be taken apart. Top lane, similar picture at the bottom of the map. You guessed it already. The towers have fallen. And they are starting to make the play not only for the fountain but also for the fort itself. And Blaze is the one that eventually will have to rotate down. But the top lane action, that's a different story. That's currently 5 heroes that are starting to focus on that. And this is resulting in a fort being destroyed. Nicely done here, yeah? Very well done. That was actually really, really good what they currently made here. Okay. Down to the bottom of the map. Now we have John taking down the Web Weaver just after the fort falls. That's 2 forts down. It's like, it's perfect. And they have the gems for another turn in. Both teams do. Both teams have pretty much identical gem amounts at this point. Okay. Can they get the entire thing through? No way. Oh, yes! Yes, they get it! Red Web Weavers are coming down again. Oh my god, blue team. Ooh, yeah, not quick enough for this one. Alright, of course, now massive gem lead for Broken Alliance Gaming. If they can hold on to that, they get this next turn in, potentially, and can turn this. But right now, they need to stop this one first. So this is going to be tricky. At this point, they're starting to make the play right here. Jump comes in. Web Weavers on the bot lane. Web Weavers at the top lane. Everybody's looking into the middle of the map where the last fort is standing. They want to take that down as quickly as they possibly can. Fountain is dropped and off we go. Nice! The shove into the wall. Not on my watch, Mal'Ganis. Not on my watch. You shall not pass. Alrighty. I can't make that voice and the Russian accent at the same time. That just doesn't work. I'm sorry. You have to decide in favor of one or the other. Yeah, so in this case, we went for the old man. Anyways, 1 kill against 0. It's still a very, very... I mean, it's a coordinated game in the sense that both of the teams are very, very careful about what they're doing here. And nobody wants to expose themselves too heavily to any kind of aggression. Especially, of course, since the blue team is a little bit afraid, rightfully so, of losing heroes right now, because that's their ticket back into the game, since everybody is holding gems. So that's what's happening right now. There's also the Ancient Blessing, plus Wicked Inferno. Now we have 86 gems against 21. Yeah, this is really the moment where the red team has to make a bit of a decision. How they want to play this right now. Do they try to go for the fight? Do they allow the Web Weavers to come down? Do they guard those points? Can they use the poke with Junkrat and other heroes to play around that turn-in opportunity that the Broken Alliance now has or not? Kelsey is already going for the camp. And with 13 talents now on both sides, yeah, blue team has a chance now. They have their own camp in the middle of the map. And they're starting to make the move straight up to the what's the top to go for the turn in here. That's 30 gems alone on those two. And there's no attempt, like none whatsoever of the red team to make that work. You can actually tell that they're waiting for the turn in so that they can take the siege shines. And in this case, Graven was like saying, fuck it, I'm done waiting. I'm the big bad wolf. I don't wait in corners. That's not what I do. It's just not who I am. I'm sorry. So yeah, takes the Siege Giants. They're going to shut those Web Weavers down at the bot lane very, very quickly once they come in. Especially if Catapults also push in together with that. But now on the remaining lanes, they will have to deal with that pressure. And let's see how they're actually going to pull that off. 11.5 minutes in, only a single kill in this one. But, yep, off we go. Molten Flame. Yeah, the barbecue time. Oh, ETC! Oh, that's a kill. That's the Cut Kane down. No chance for him. He tried to go for the ult, but he got interrupted. Yeah, Bellowing Roar and Deathwing. He wants the kill, and they get one against ETC. The second one, Azaria falls. A big shot from Stukov as he's trying to cover the retreat, but of course the Web Weavers are now being attacked too. The one at the bottom of the map, as already predicted, has fallen to the Siege Giants and the Catapult. One in the middle just now gets defended. One fort has fallen, but that is it. Top lane, also easily taken down. Yeah, and that's 3 against 1's a kill now. The blue team just has problems getting the damage output out. It's not so much a question of having a couple of melee heroes, it's just like they don't really have someone that can reliably deal damage from the backline. And every single time that they are engaging into a fight, it has to be a heavy commitment, just because their composition is catering to that. So it's very difficult for them to have any outside poke. And now we're looking at a level 16 talent advantage for the team in red. We currently look at 17,000 on Maiev as the top damage for the team, compared it to Deathwing on 31k. Greyman has 20,000 now. It's a bit of a trap at the top. It's a little bit of a trap. I mean, it's half trap and half a serious attempt. In this case, they're actually getting a setup against ETC. He gets attacked, but they're still aggroing the boss over here. So it's not over yet. 62 gems for the blue team would allow them to get another turn in. And the fight is still there. Or at least the opportunity for one. And now it's 16 versus 16. But they still go for the boss. Yeah, they still are very persistent about attempting to take this one. And Mal'Ganis is a bit alone. Gets rooted. Violent reaction makes it possible. And barely makes it out. Starts to turn it against the opponent's team. But as you can already tell, it's difficult for them to get a setup here. In comes ETC. There's already Zarya. Moshpit isn't ready. And ETC is low. And make that dead. ETC down, gets deaded here by Junkrat, and they are starting to jump in for the second kill. But Zarya, with the speed shield, is able to save Stukov. The problem is that Zarya herself is now completely isolated and gets quickly murdered. And thanks to that, they lost a couple of gems, still have enough to turn in, blue team that is, but the red team has now a shot at the boss itself. And Mal'Ganis is trying to safeguard the bottom turn-in point, to make sure that the opponent's team can't get that turn in to deal with the boss this way. So, yeah, there he is, all on his lonesome. But as long as he's sitting there and buying them a little bit of time, that's going to be great. And Deathwing is guarding the top turn-in point, whereas the rest of the team just easily goes for the boss, and that's going to be that. They're going to grab this one for sure. 5 kills against 1 on the map. Again, 3rd game in the best of 5. And they're starting to move through this. So everybody up towards the top lane. Damage output. Deathwing by now has 37,000. And in we go. Yeah, that's the opportunity to drop the keep. They have a big one. I mean, one of the towers is down, the gate is down, so that's not only important because you have less structures to go to, but you also have vision from the get-go. There's nobody that can really just jump on you from behind the gate. Blaze gets the turn in down here, so at least they make that happen. The problem is that also means he's missing at the initial defense. And now that the keep is getting attacked, have fun keeping this one in play. This is pretty much impossible right now. The boss alone is already murdering it. And they can't drop it, even with the Web Weavers now descending. That keep is definitely falling. Yep, that one's down. Can they get a kill though? That's a bigger question. I don't really think so. Ooh, bunker, pretty back there. They go for the boss. That should be an easy defense, to be honest with you. I mean, it's 15 minutes into the game. I would be surprised if the boss gets a lot of damage here. But the Web Weaver is already falling. The one at the bottom of the map is never really gonna arrive anywhere, I think. And here in the middle, it's a free defense too. And actually, the core is nearly falling, losing some hit points. Shield was more or less down. Web Weavers are now completely destroyed. And the only team that has still a shot at getting a turn in is, you guessed it already, the Anti-Clown Association. The red team, they have the gems. All the gems that they need to make a place now. To make a play now. And Mal'Ganis Still sitting at that front. Still being always on knife's edge. And just saying like, alright guys. I'm gonna distract them, you do your thing. And by doing your thing, we mean Greymane taking a camp now. Greymane on the camp, Deathwing sitting tight. There's the mosh pit. And they try to go straight for it, but there's also Deckard Cain, turn around. Oh, stay a while, get wrecked. The only one that gets wrecked, though, in this case, at least, seems to be Deathwing. Well, scratch that. ETC is also not looking too healthy here. But all of them are still walking away. But welcome to one of the big advantages. If you still hold on to your forts, you still have fountains. So they can tap at the fountain, make a play over here. Blue team is desperate to fight. It's 19.5 now on the experience side, so the blue team wants to fight. They need to fight. They're looking for a battle. They need to fight before level 20 is there. And it's not happening right now. Or it shouldn't happen. But the Anti-Clowns Association says, fuck it, and go straight in and going for the battle. It's like, YOLO, let's go, boys. Why not? Maiev gets out. And at the top lane, catapults. That's 2 catapults on the core. Make that 3 catapults on the core. We're not really super late in the game yet, so I don't think the shield is completely gonna fall. Especially since Maiev has now moved in to take them down too. But that was scary for a moment. And the red wave is now coming, since the red team was able to get another lockdown. So if they can now move down to the bottom of the map and maybe escort with this, that would be great for them. But so far they're apparently more so thinking about the mid lane as they're taking their own night camp here. Okay. The Anti-Clown Association. Guys, they have level 20 and I called it at the beginning of the game. I don't really think that this draft is made for this match here. It doesn't mean you can't win with it, but you need very specific circumstances, and once that you fall behind, it's tricky. It's difficult. Stood in the fire is in. Respect the elderly. The Seeker Swarm. Hunter's Blunderbuss. And off we go. Bot lane. Here's the immediate defense against the first Web Weaver. I mean, this one is pretty much a given. The bigger question is what happens in the middle of the map. And over here, the Anti-Clown Association is just murdering it. I mean, they have even the camp. The Bruiser camp with a spell aura is right here. So how are you going to stop them? I mean, the answer is you just don't. 5 kills against 1. We're 18, 19 minutes in. Top Web Weaver is about to go down. But they are, of course, looking to end the game now. They're looking for kills here. They come in with Web Weavers, with the camp, the aura. There's the happy dance party from ETC, but nobody's dancing now. Respect the elderly, baby. And they're starting to go in with the Riptire attempt here. The blue team is still desperately attempting to defend with Cubico and Stukov being incredibly low now. Wins wants to go in for the kill, but he can't. The core is falling. The shield is pretty much gone. Gonna take damage in just a few seconds. The catapults are still zoning in on it. 94% at this point, and they are not stopping here. We're talking about 80% now, nearly level 20 for the Broken Alliance, but I just think it's too late. Greymane gets some auto attacks in. They focus him first, and he might actually die. Bunker is on the ground now, but the core is down to 30%. ETC, Maiev, they're all down. This is it. This is game. This is the lead for the Anti-Clown Association in the best of 5 series at Division S North America. Game number 3 was a victory for the Anti-Clown Association. And now that we're heading into game number 4, they have the lead of the series. A 2-1 over their opponent. Cursed Hollow is the 4th map. And to the left side, the Broken Alliance with John on Urel, Jet on Kelthas, Cubico on Ana. We have Uther main tank again, this time played by Shredded. And Mason Blaze on Falstad. So they got the global, they got the double support Uther main tank setup, and on the side of the Anti-Clown Association, Dehaka comes into play for Do the Bites, Quantum on Deckard Cain, Hanzo played by Kelsier. We have My Pal Vince again on Mal'Ganis, and Gut Filth on Sylvanas. Okay, so global for each team. Falstad against Dehaka. We have also Kelthas again, trying to find the value here on the map in all of those small closed choke points where you can drop the AoE damage. So it's going to be eager to pull that off. Quantum again on this Deckard Cain. And we're off to the races. Anti-Clown Association could close out the series here with a victory over their opponent. So let's see if they can actually make that work. For now, the blue team is a little bit more yeah, I want to say relaxed, a little bit more hesitant to engage into a big brawl at the beginning. I like that they at least play with a couple of backline damage dealers now. Not only Falstad, but also Khaldor here. Last game was a bit too heavy on the melee units. I mean, even with Zarya, I mean, she can obviously drop a fair amount of damage if she's at full energy, but she's still one of those heroes that needs to be a bit closer to the action if she really wants to bring some big numbers in. And especially on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen, you just need to have some poke available. Not only for the objective, but also because if you fall behind with the comp that the blue team was playing at any point, then you are really going to be in trouble from there on out. And the Anti-Clown Association exploited that really well. But for now, different map, different game, and different compositions. So, top side, the 1 versus 1. First objective is going to spawn at the bottom of the map. And that's why Sylvanas takes this camp early. This should be timed a little bit later. A little bit surprised that he takes it this quickly. But again, with globals in play, meh. But oftentimes what you're going to see is a later cap on the Siege Giants just as the first tribute is announced so that you get the value up at the top lane. But they're taking also their Bruiser camp now, so the opportunity to push straight through the middle and try to make there a little bit of a setup up to the right side. Already the camp is taken too. Pretty much the team's focusing more on the macro aspect, taking both of the camps, trying to pull something off with them. Dehaka has a bit of a tougher time at the top now against Falstad as the Siege Giants come through. He's of course going to try and get the drag either against Falstad or against one of the Siege Giants. Yep, there it is. Pulls it into range and therefore it's an easier defense now. So that's going to help him. Falstad even eating a little bit on damage on this card. Bottom of the map, Siege Giants are also in play. A similar situation here. UL has an easy defense of course too. Jumps behind the target, pushes them into tower range. And with that the defense is pretty easy. It's not really a big deal, I guess. Khaldor with the traditional build, going to Mana Addict and the Netherwind. Netherwind is honestly a talent that, especially on the lower levels of play, you kind of never see. It's really, really, really weird. But this one is actually fantastic. So it's these standard talents on high level play. So if you're playing Khaldor on a bit of a lower level, it's something you might want to adapt into your own gameplay. Now, first tribute is up. And it's a bit of a better position now for the blue team, granted. The globals can of course still make their way down. Khaldor still has to defend this. The bombs even spread over to Sylvanas as she's trying to push here. But off we go. We have Shredded sitting at the side here, trying to go for the interrupt. So far not really happening just yet. Vince is still sitting tight. Shredded is coming through. In comes Knight. Pushes the target back. You rattle with the body block attempt. And there's the gravity lapse. And oh, what? The old man. Damn, he just doesn't want to die. God, he's resilient. Look at that fucker. He doesn't want to give up his last breath here. Yeah, instead it's Dehaka that falls. Kind of insane, honestly. Deckard has already written his testament. The entire, like his sons, nephews, uncles, brothers, sisters are all waiting for the old geezer to finally drop. And nope, instead he just keeps on rocking. So now we have level 7 on both sides and an interrupt again at the channel play. Okay, so with that, we now have all of a sudden Sylvanas rotating up to the top and murdering the wave. But of course with all of that experience grabbed there, someone has to take over, and that is Falstad that makes the move up towards the top side and trying to push that one out. At the bottom of the map, we still have 3 heroes trying to push the lane out and help with the objective grab. Level 7 talents, as I said, already on both sides, which give us the Boomerang and also the Sun King's Fury right here. And off we go. Khaldor's down as in the middle of the map. The tag team between Dehaka and Sylvanas get the kill. The attempt to get a counter kill at the bottom of the map doesn't really seem to be a successful endeavor, as Knight is losing a lot of HP here. Urel might even be taken apart. I gotta say, the Anti-Clown Association, they start to take a bit of a lead here. That last kill against Khaldor was important and came at a great time. And now they're pressuring the bottom and they're even able to snag in the first tribute. Takes a little bit longer than usually, 5 minutes in. But the bosses are now also on the map, and the team has so far done a pretty decent job. Do the bites again, trying to avoid the drag. Highly important here, of course, for him. And by now, with level 7 talents, we also have the Hand of Protection in. We still see the Biotic Grenade here. So, yeah. Again, normally you still have the Healing Dart build, but still. So Khaldor right now with level 7 also indicating that he wants to go into a living bomb build. So we normally have, of course, a flame strike talent taken here. That makes me a bit curious to see what we're gonna get on level 13. Usually we talk about the cooldown reduction, but fission bomb is in theory possible if you really think that living bomb is the way to go. Should get us ignite on level 16 and then flamethrower on level 20, unless he's really ballsy with the plays here. But it's going to be a bit curious to see how Khaldor's going to play this out. But I'm at least a bit surprised, because this is something you play usually at the lower levels. So if you look at Division 6, at Division 7, then you see that a whole lot where living bombs just reign superior. But against a team that is more so prone to split properly, when the opponent makes a move, you would expect a flame strike build to be played instead, and then play around the good lockdown and the flame strike damage and double flame strike later on. But for now, that's the play they make. Arrow comes in, connects with 2 in the back line. There's already the follow-up attempt, but the Divine Shield keeps Khaldor in play. Shalanore, Salami. Yeah, well, but Mr. Salami Master here is already on the retreat. Anna is down, and that's the second tribute for the red team. Doesn't even get a chance to get the Pyroblast off. And here we go. 2 tributes, and immediately the boss is pinged as the Haka is trying to defend the middle of the map. At the bot lane, Falstad is using his boomerang to push the lane out. Nobody makes a play for the bottom left boss, by the way, and this one is already down to 50% HP. And if they can actually take it, that means they could theoretically make the move to the bottom of the map and go for boss number 2. And even if they just posture around it, it would mean that Broken Alliance has to make a decision here. Yeah, and they're a little bit late to that party. The boss is already taken at the top. Oh, I think they can still make it in time. Yeah, if there was an arrow for Hanzo and he shoots it, that would pretty much guarantee them at least a shot. He can always gust. He has to gust. He needs to gust. And he gusts. Not, maybe. Hello. There we go. There's the gust and the value! Typical Pyroblast right there. Alright, 2 kills against 1 now. And, well, Gust has been used to secure the boss. The one at the top obviously does a fair amount of damage. Down to the bottom of the map. There's the sleep setup against Uther. Mal'Ganis is zoning about all the way up back at the back line. But in comes the move by the Haka. I mean, he was looking for the drag. Couldn't get it, and this time he's trying to set it up again, but he can't. Uther walks up and looks, of course, to get in with a quick hit against the channel hero. Same time, that boss at the top is going to do some serious work down here. They cut at the Haka, the drag, and down goes the dinosaur. That's not quite over yet, though. It's still 2 tributes against 1. Sylvana zips over 2. Urella's already used the ult, gets the Divine Shield as well. They're trying to make the play instead against Khaldor as he gets attacked. And there's the gust again, which isolates Mal'Ganis, of course, from the rest of the team. And Vince goes down. 3 kills against 2 now. Tribute is let go. That boss, of course, is going to be defended against. But up at the top, guys, 1 tower is down. And now with the minions focusing in on the gate, I think they're going to lose a little bit more than that. Falstad is finally there, but this entire top lane is now pretty much open. So, be a problem. If the boss topside gets taken again by the red team, then the Anti-Clown Association would have a very good shot at doing serious damage to the top lane, dropping the keep, and with a bit of luck, maybe even grabbing a kill and go further than that. For now, a little bit of a trap attempt here. An ambitious one, I might add. Yeah, there's nothing on that side that they really want, so I'm not quite sure, but what else are you gonna try and wait for? They're just moving down to the bottom of the map instead. They have no ambition to go up into that position. There was nothing really to go for. The tribute hadn't spawned either, and the next one was announced for the bot lane. So yeah, that's more so where they were headed in trying to take position, and instead now that's a trap. Because once that the tribute is spawning, you already know that your opponent is going to come that way. At some point, depends on just which way they are going to lean. The Haka against Falstad at the top again, so we're back to the 2 global heroes making their play there. Down at the bottom of the map, he tries to get into the bush a little bit later, but better late than never. And off we go. 6.5 out of 10 right there. Urel against Mal'Ganis. Okay, they get a little bit of damage in. It's going to be enough to get a kill. Oh, wow. Ooh, ho, ho, yep. Down she goes. Space Girl is down. The Space Goat is eliminated, and that could be a curse. Guys, it's 2 tributes against 1. If they grab this one, it's I mean, I don't want to say it's lights out. I mean, don't lose the game. But that's a big problem, especially if your top lane is in so much trouble. They're trying to buy the time for Urel to come back, but the Haka is just saying, you know what, I'm just going to push top lane. I'm going to push top lane. If you boys need me, I'm going to come down, but I still have a little bit of time left. And Urel will have to deal with that too. This is the perfect time for him to come in. There's Sylvanas already making the move. Divine Shield on the bird. Keeps him alive a little bit longer. Urel is actually heading into the fight, which allows Dehaka to push this out even more. There's a catapult with that fight too. Guys, the longer the top fight lasts, or the longer the fight over here lasts, and nobody reacts to the top, the better for the team. The red team doesn't have to take this one. Yeah, well, Dehaka could make the move now. He still has the catapult, of course, that helps him out here. Sylvanas with the engage into the back. Khaldor's getting attacked. Top lane keep in trouble. There's the death of Uther. Uther down. They're looking for more. And, yep, there's the kill. And wah. Once again, 0 pyroblast value. Target was already dead, my friend. I'm sorry. That's Anna being eliminated. And they're going for the kill against Urel. But they can't get her. But they can get Hanzo. Yeah, Hanzo goes down, but now, of course, the curse has hit, and that means that the top keep is starting to take damage. And they have to deal with that, and they have to deal with that quickly. It's not going to be a massive amount of damage. They're not going to be able to drop it, but still, it is at least going to do some damage. Now level 16 talents are ready. They're trying to go for the Space Goat. There's already the quick spray that gets dropped. And as long as they take down the forts now, they're going to be in a pretty solid position. Top lane keep has taken a bit of damage. Everything counts. Once boss is claimed, that's going to matter. The old man on 60 now with a Horadric staff. It's a little bit of a stun in. Yeah, there's the Pyromaniac, and now we should see Ignite for him. Okay, in the middle, the Haka is in trouble and is already rushing back here. Khaldor is actually holding back his talent. Okay, there we go, Ignite. I would have been shocked if he takes anything else. The entire build that he's gone for so far really indicates that he wants to spec into the Living Bomb instead. So, yep. 33,000 damage. Khaldor has 20k. Nothing to write home about. 28,000 on Falstad. When Falstad out-damages your Khaldor, something is not really going your way. Typically. Bosses are both taken. And this is one... yeah, someone got just stunned. Yeah, this is one where the team can now make the move through the top lane and try and push this. I mean, this is gonna hurt. Okay, let's face it, this is keep. Question is just simply how much more do you try and take with it? Do you fall back and defend your own position and your own keep, or do you actually attempt to push this even further and maybe try and get a kill and go for core? That's the bigger question. I mean, that's pretty much the setup that we're looking at right now. Because if they push, this keep falls. Can't save it. It's pretty much impossible. With Siege Giants and boss moving in, no way. But the bot lane keep is also in trouble. So you have to make a move there too. Oh, if that's a kill, and it is, then they can't go core anymore. So they have to move back and they have to defend. This might drop some damage against the core, but again, they need to defend their own keep right now, and that's what they're currently trying to do. As long as the boss doesn't get the keep, it's a win for them. Khaldor completes this quest, it's also important. Again, core gets attacked a little bit, but won't even take damage. There's still a shield there, so that's not an issue. But it's still a win for the red team. And it brings us back to a similar position, because if there's another exchange in bosses, top bot, then the blue team has a big problem, since their own lane is not defended by a keep any longer, whereas at the bottom of the map, the boss would have to go through this one first. So it is an issue. They are ahead in experience then again. We're able to pick up the earlier level 17, in addition to that too, the extra kill helps. But over here, vision is there, but the camp is already taken. Nothing that can be done about this one anymore. Falstad is already pushing this one out. Again, they're preparing for level 20 right now. Next objective is going to be semi-important. It doesn't really matter too much, since both of the teams are looking at only 1 tribute or 0 tributes. So it's not an imminent curse that we are having to deal with on either side. Dehaka is now pushing out the bot lane, whereas the rest of the team is attempting to defend topside, but they're a bit late to the party. That fort is already falling, it's falling quickly. There's the arrow, that one connects, and they go for Uther, but the Divine Shield plus the Mighty Gust delay the fight. Two ults being used right away in order to prevent the battle. But now that kind of leads us to the tribute, and traditionally speaking, normally if you're Broken Alliance, you're looking now at a situation where you say like, okay, fuck it, let's just give up the tribute. Let's just screw it. We don't have Gust anymore, our disengage is gone, we don't have the Divine Shield any longer. Let's just let it go. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're just letting it slide. So the tribute gets taken, isn't really been fought over. The tribute, the cooldown exchange on the heroic abilities was already enough to pretty much make that happen. And now at the bottom of the map, Falstad is still using his global to push the lanes out so that they don't get to the keeps too quickly. Falstad hasn't died yet. Neither has Sylvanas. 38,000 damage now for Hanzo. 103,000 on the siege damage for Dehaka, by the way. 144,000 for Falstad. Boomerang value, baby. Right there. 2 minutes until we have those back. Falstad actually flying. Falstad using his global to go back to base because he knew a rotation was coming. And he just said, nope, can't be ganked here, can't die now. So he actually sacrifices his global cooldown just to fly back to safety. And good, well done. Ideally, he wouldn't have been there anymore. But once that he was in that spot, it was definitely the safest play that he could have gone for. So a good move by him. Now they're going for the Siege Giants at the top. Gonna snack those up. But here's the tribute announced. And again, keep in mind, this is only going to be tribute number 2 for whichever team takes it. But level 20 abilities are now ready for the Anti-Clown Association. And Broken Alliance is going to pick up their own level 20 in just another second. But they are a little bit more passive. Might even let this one slide again. Off we go. Nano boost into the Nano Infusion. We have now the Wind Tunnel also. Uther with Redemption. Okay, Seraphim and Flamethrower. All being taken right now. And we are off. They need to win this one. Big connect. Deckard with a stay a while and listen. They go for the isolation and they might get the kill right here. Oh, the Divine Shield keeping Ana alive. But for how long? Well, there's your answer. Not for long, baby. Ana down. The Granny is dead. They're trying to go for an isolation kill against Mal'Ganis, but the Mighty Gust doesn't drop them enough. And the boss is up in another 30 seconds. And guys, there's 2 heroes down on the side of the red team. Blue team. 2 down. 2 of them. Urel is dead, and so is Ana. With 2 heroes eliminated, that's an easy grab for boss and then a potential play for core. Right here. And that's exactly where they're going right now. 14 seconds left. There's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. So right now, 6 kills against 7. Super close game, but how do you deal with this? I mean, Uther is already starting to sniff it out a little bit, but as I already said, what are you going to do with 3 heroes? You don't even have Mighty Gust or Wind Tunnel to maybe make a sneaky play here. If you want to go for the Chris OMG play, and you can in theory make it happen, but you still need your heroic ability for that. So that's your problem right there. There's the stun, there's the kill, and wham! Boss taken. 18.5 minutes in, and now they're homing in on the top lane. Tribute is at the bottom of the map, and Dehaka, does he have enough time to snack it up? 20 seconds? That's a close and clutch call. If he wants to take this and put a curse on the opponent's team, he can in theory make it work. But yeah, okay. Trying to double check if there's maybe a trap, and well, not sure what to say, but indeed there is. There's a trap. It's the only play that was left for Broken Alliance Gaming. It's the only play they had. They had to do it. They had to try it. It was a good one. If someone on the red team side sneaks in, then that's a problem. There's the connect. Curse is going to hit them, and it's going to hit them hard. And the boss is, of course, attacking at the same time. They need to try and burn that down. But he has Curse, he has everything. The lanes are going to push aggressively right now. They're going to be in so much trouble. There's a triple catapult on the corner too, and it immediately starts falling. Uther gets attacked too. The shields are already gone. Uther down. Redemption is going to help a little bit. But here comes another quick attack, and the core is already falling. This is going to be a 3-1 victory for the Anti-Clown Association as they go in and drop their core. And that is game, and that's a series. GG, and well played as the Anti-Clown Association drops the Broken Alliance with a 3-1 victory in this best of 5 at Division S North America.